guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla. For those of you who don't know, I'm a mom of two boys. My eldest is 4 years old and my second baby just turned 1 in November. And so I wanted to welcome you guys all to a segment I like to call For the Moms, which is basically where we sit down and talk about things that we would normally talk about if we went on a coffee date or for a drink or just a little night out together as moms, where we get our free time away from our kids, but we still like to talk about them or complain, but aren't complaining about our children and our husbands sometimes. I see you, I know. So this idea came to me last week when my son, who is 4, didn't do a tantrum upon drop off at the daycare. So it had been 3 years that he's been going to the daycare, and almost every single day there was a tantrum. Some days it was just a little cry, I'm sad you're leaving. Other days was a, I'm on the floor sizzling bacon. Other times was just a very, very loud cry. And my son does this thing that when he cries, he just shuts his eyes and no one exists anymore. So it's kind of hard sometimes to get him out of that mindset because his eyes are closed. He's not seeing your facial expression. He has no idea who's talking to him anymore because he can't even hear you, that he's screaming. It's something that we're going to work on. We have been working on since he was small, but it's his way. I figure he says to himself, if I close my eyes, I can't see them. They don't exist. The problem is gone. I don't know. So a day last week, it was a morning just like any other. Me and my husband packed the boys up, put them in the car. They had their snacks on the way to daycare. We drop them off. So we always drop off the baby first because the daycare is separated in ages. So it's like the baby side and then the senior side. So then we walk over to the senior side and drop off my eldest. So I drop him off and I'm bracing myself. Like I literally get anxiety. I'm bracing myself, it's coming, and he just lets go of my hand and he says, bye mom, have a good day, I love you, see you later. And there's a smile on that child's face. And I am just like, who is that? So I remember just standing there and I'm smiling, I'm like, bye baby, I love you so much, have a wonderful day, mommy will be back to pick you up. And I just kept going and then I just like, okay, Kayla. So I left, and I remember feeling like so happy, so proud. I mean, like it took him 3 years to develop that independence and that good sense of humor early in the morning, being dropped off, and it was just amazing. And I remember walking back to the car, and I'm like, this is awesome. I don't have to run back to the car. I can walk. I don't have to be sweaty when I get to work. I have 10 extra minutes. Oh, maybe I'm gonna stop for a coffee. Ooh, maybe I can just sit in the car, in the parking lot for 10 extra minutes and just scroll through Instagram. I don't know, something cool. That feeling literally lasted until my tush sat in the car. As soon as I sat down, I pushed the start button on my car. I turned on the butt warmer, and I started to cry. Why? God only knows. I'm only human. I mean, at this point, I realize that it's very normal to feel 2 emotions at the same time, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, 5, multiple emotions at the same time when you're parenting. Whether you are the mom or the dad, I've seen this happen to my husband too, where he's so proud of something that he just starts crying, and I'm like, why are you crying? And he's like, but I don't know, it's like I'm so happy, but it's making me sad. And that's what happened to me. Although I was really happy, I was just like, can you just cry? Just one last time. Please cry one last time for mommy. Mommy really needs you to need me right now because I wasn't ready. Can we redo this another day? Stop? Cancel? No. There was no date written on the calendar like, hey, lady, are you watching? On the 27th of February, he won't cry. Get ready. There was no alarm that morning, special alarm that said, no crying. There was nothing. There was no warning, nothing. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. You're happy your boo-boo's gone, but it stings, right? So that's how I felt. I felt like, man, this is like all the previous achievements that he's done, like walking, talking, eating by himself, getting dressed by himself. They were all very significant and all very big achievements, but I feel like this one stung the most because it was like I realized that he's gonna get to a point in life where he's not gonna need me. And it kind of hurt my feelings. I'm gonna try not to cry right now. But it's I don't know. And then when I picked him up, the educator said he had such a wonderful day. She was anticipating that maybe after I left he'd feel it and start crying, but he didn't. He was the helper of the day that day because they wanted to encourage him on acting the same way the following day. And I remember telling my husband, like, I'm not well. I'm not well. I feel like someone just broke up with me. And he's like, you've been crying for 3 full years. You've been complaining that this kid, he's doing tantrums. He's the only kid doing tantrums. Everybody just stares at me. I'm the only parent that has to stay there for 45 minutes and calm him down. And he's not looking at me and I don't know what to do. And I'm crying. And I've spoken to so many friends about this, trying to get like tips and tricks on how to make him not cry. When all I just needed was time. Time eventually takes its course and they learn and they flourish, I guess we could say. I mean, it was a beautiful moment. I wrote it down on the calendar because I do not want to forget when that day happened. And since then, it's just been easier drop-offs. And, you know, sometimes he'll say like, Mommy, you know, I'm going to miss you today, but I will see you after I wake up from nap time. And it's like, wow. All right, way to handle your emotions and know that like you might feel this way, but then you'll feel happy when I get here. That's very cool. And it's fun. Parenting is hard, but I have to say that we do learn at the same time as them, because I just learned now that things like this, the child will decide when they're ready. It's not the child testing you. It's not the child trying to be difficult or crying for attention. I mean, some days they might be a little bit more tired or feeling sick, or, you know, if there's a big shift in your routine, the child might lash out. But I realized that wasn't the case with us. It was just a matter of him finding his grounding and just, you know, realizing like, hey, I am in control of my emotions. Right now, my mom's leaving. I may feel sad. I will go get a hug from a friend or my teacher, and I will feel better because she is coming back. And if he ever watches this video, I just wanted to say, Logan, Mommy is very proud of you, and so is Daddy, and even your brother. So that's amazing. And I would love to hear from other moms in the comment section if you guys would like to share a moment where you also felt the same way, where you were so proud and then in a split second you found yourself in tears or angry, or just find yourself missing the days where you were struggling. I mean, it's crazy because when we're in the thick of it, in the trenches, we're sweating, we're literally going to war, people, and then we're like, please, somebody send me a lifeline, like somebody help me. And then like the next day everything's fine and you're like, you know, I wasn't advised, nor was I asked permission for this to change, and I kind of miss struggling. So give me one more day of that. Crazy how that happens. And I know there's going to be more moments in the future like this, and I hope to read from you guys and see what your moments were. And maybe there are things that you've experienced already that I haven't, because your child might be older. And I don't know, it would be a pretty good heads up for me if something I could look forward to in the future and maybe brace myself for the moment it's gonna happen. So I hope to see you guys on the next video. I hope that you enjoyed our talk here today. If you liked it, please leave a like, a comment in the comment section, and please subscribe to my channel. See you on the next one. Take care.